guys, welcome back to Choose Your Own Path. So today we are going to do the airbrushing of the bird. So you can see that if it's going to focus in, but we're looking at doing something like this. A lot of nice little colors to it kind of thing. So I'll keep that as a reference on. We're working with our Neo Iwata brush, and we're going to use an Indian ink, which flows really well, but I still think a little bit of floral liquid would be okay. We have our fan on, and we mixed, well, we gave this a good stirring. So what we want to do is add a couple of drops in there, like so. Leave that open. We're in gloves today because we're using it in ink. So what we're going to do is give it a little bit of a test there. There we go. So what we're planning on doing is getting the head part done right now. So we're putting layers on. So we're not going too thick. We just want it to be nice blue. Get it into there. And as you can see, it's covered really nicely. So when you're brushing, you take your time. Learn by mistakes. I do the light colors first, then the dark colors after. I did the mistake by doing it the other way one time, and I couldn't recover it. So we're just going to work on getting this blue in. The airbrush makes it so it's not as dark as an acrylic paint, which is nice. And you can just spray it on there, but also do it in a layer where you're not building it up too much. You can see that the bird is sort of coming into color. The reason I wear gloves is ink really stains fast. You want to make sure it's not all over your skin. You can wear a mask when you're painting. I have a fan that sucks in, so that helps. Helps out quite a bit. I try to keep it close to the fan. This way, it's getting more particles into the fan than it is in my lungs. As you can see, I did do black. Black I did with a paintbrush, and I use an acrylic paint. It just kind of lets it highlight it out first. And then I can sort of blend in the color to it after. When using an airbrush, you want to hit all the angles too, because when you use the wood burner, you're cutting into the wood. You want to get it into all those angles first. Every angle you can get. I'm using a double action, so I have to push down for air, which dries it, and pulling back just slightly to getting enough pressure. I'm roughly around 30 pounds per pressure. That makes sense. You can see the beautiful color the blue is doing. Having a light color that if you overspray, you can always take the darker color and go over it after. So that's a nice thing about using a light color first to know where you're at. and just control of where you want the paint to go really makes a difference. Okay, so we got to fill up our gun. More paint. A little bit of a backflow. Best thing to use a sponge. I made the mistake of touching my glove with it. It ended up a little bit on there, but we'll cover that up too. Okay, now also I'm going to do the tail a bit. Right there. The tail I want to get just a little feathering in here. Now I can overspray where I don't want it because I'm going to start with a darker color. Okay. So gives it a little bit of a look. Again, remember of the tip dry, guys. You got to kind of take that dry paint off. So, in order to get, I don't want to waste the paint, and because we'll be highlighting this with a darker blue, some purple, I'm just going to cut out some lines on its wings, and then also give it a little bit of a touch down here, and then just a bit of under his wing. All this is going to do is highlight a little, give it a little bit of extra color and texture. All right, the beak also has a blue tinge to it, so let's just give that a little touch. Now we're not fully covering it, we're just giving it a little bit of color through. That we have our blue almost complete. So we're going to wash this up and we're going to change to the next color. So I added a little bit of green Indian ink and some blue, darker blue, to make a nice dark blue for the wings in order to get more color into it. So we're just going to go about by slowly adding it in. So it is a darker blue that we're adding to our color. Okay. So we got our birds that have two different blues on it. We're going to let this sit and dry. And then we'll get back to it. Right, now we're going to add the orange to the breastplate. A little bit of a flow problem. It's pretty thick in here. I think the orange sat for too long. Also hit the top here. Okay. So what we're going to do is let this dry, and then we're going to add in, we're going to go over it with a little bit of a white. So I'll be back. All right, we got our white going on. Forgot to press record. We're just going to lightly hit some of the spots. Sort of see it white. Sort of want to blend it in. You can see that very well. Alright. So it's not as bright, colorful as the picture that I have there. It's a pretty bird. I wanted to tone it down just a bit. So from a distance you can see that the bird is there. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the eyes back to pure black. That I'm not going to use the airbrush for, so we'll get that in a second. Alright guys, so it's done. It took me roughly about 5 hours to do. There it is. Yeah, I'm outside. It's beautiful out here. So we got some paint on it and everything like that, so you can see little details. Lots to learn still how to make a bird. I just thought, what an inspiration to do that from my buddy who carved me his bird, and I wanted to try one. Put it on a piece of, what the hell that is, but it was a piece of wood. I thought it gave character, and I glued it. Sort of put a dowel inside of him, glued him on there. He'll dry. Might have to do a little bit of touch-ups, but hey, that's it. So that guy, he'll be up for sale. Thanks for watching. Beautiful day. Enjoy the day. If I can do it, you can do it. You know that. I did it. Don't forget the tip jar at the bottom if you guys want to help out with more of these builds, this and everything else. Everything goes into the tooling and the wood that I have to buy for stuff like that. It's all good. So choose your own path, guys. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.